Yo, and welcome back to Tales of Ark. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe. But continuing on Mabinogi G3 Dark Knight, or in essence, Chapter 1, right? Where's the pull up? I believe this is Chapter 1, yeah. Of Mabinogi, the Advent of the Goddess, where we've played through the entire chapter. Well, anyways, here's my opinion on it. If you don't really care or you're expecting fighting, this is not it. It's just me talking. Or trying to talk. As best to my ability of English, or English as I can. But pretty much, this is all, more or less, about the goddess Morrigan descending on, well, not descending, coming back into the world of Aaron. As before, she was a statue from the plot of Cycle, sealing her, turning her to stone. But yeah, this is her coming back into the world, and what it does to the world, of the effects and reaction it has on things, monsters, person, people, other gods, whether it comes into their plan or their plan starts because of her. But yeah. We go off. Oh man, there's blood here. This is when I had nosebleed. During the Dorka Feehan, the Army of Darkness. But yeah, starts with her giving us a warning that she needs help and that the world's gonna end if we don't do anything. After the three warriors got betrayed, quote, by the fake Morrigan, who turns out it was Cyclone masquerading as Morrigan, hatching his evil plan to open a rift or a world or a bigger gate, so his former army can come over and help Morrigan with his army of darkness to come over too. So that he can release the big bad dragon out into the world, so he can, like, what's the term, the phrase? I don't know the right way to say it. Set the world the way it was supposed to be, with the formers being in control. But by getting rid of the Malaysians and the what are the NPCs race called? I have a lot of notes. I don't think they're like purebred of Partholins. I think they're like descendants of them. Wait, are they called Partholins? I think that's it. I think that's the race. Yeah, with them. And seeing as but yeah, that's pretty much G1. We freed her. We went to stop Cycle's plan once and for all. And then we also meet some other characters along the way. Morse, who was Mari's father, that we didn't know at that time until you see the reaction he has when he heard the name Mari. He's like, what? And then we saw his backstory, how he was betrayed by the human and why he switched sides. Flip-flop. And then we saw his wife's point of view, Sheila, who somehow, I still don't know, did all of this nonsense in her dying moment. I'm amazed. If she had that much, you would assume that she would, like, erect a magic barrier to protect herself and her daughter from the fire. Like, I'm assuming the house ended just like that and just the whole thing caught on fire and fell down. I'm assuming they did the old, like, oh, I'm gonna shoot in fire. We're all gonna shoot fire arrows, or we're gonna line hay around the house and torch it. Like, unless they had fire mage, but from the screenshot, it wasn't really detailed. It was like two people standing there in front of a burning house, so. But yeah. And what else? What else happened? Oh. And then we help our buddy Glass, who I'm saying a lot. Cycle kidnapped from another world that was a dead body. But then he brought it back here, coat the bones in anti-magic materials, I believe. What was it called? Mithril, I believe. Man, I gotta go back to notes long time ago. This is G2. Shoha is a treasure hunter hired by the Yonkai. Oh, this is Blazing Souls. Mabinogi notes. Yo, I can't flip-flopping between the notes. It's so annoying. This is Vindictus. Ooh. Tarlak has this. Oh, yeah. They also brought up Tarlak's sister, who at a time I was like, is she still alive? But no, she's dead. As she was killed by Former. Maru on the quest. Maru lost her memories. Because it was sealed by. Who is it sealed by? They say it was sealed by a druid. Oh yeah, it was sealed by her mother. Morris is now a druid, I believe, right? He is a mage. But his wife, Sheila, is a druid. And she sealed her memory, Mari's memory, so she wouldn't recall the traumatic event that happened here. So, he's a countryside bumpkin. Turns out not. He's a noble. He would have been next in line for king if his father wasn't being an asshole and sold him off to a dragon. He's like, dragon, I came to bargain. I'll give you my son. In exchange, you give me the way to kill Moors. Because he shouldn't have powers that I should have. He's a common peasant. And I am royalty. I deserve everything. Yeah. Stick up his ass. And then he couldn't even see that Ezra's was gonna betray him later. Who is Tarlak's master? Morrigan, goddess of war and vengeance. A few people knows that only Tarlak's survival, yeah, because he was cursed by having transformed to a bear and eating mana herbs, even though he hates mana herbs in Psychonal from daytime for bear and nighttime for human. So only a few knew. And then we told Kristell about it, and now she knows too. Malaysian. Oh yeah, and Leslie, she helped us too with the books. Even though we never saw her personally, she was hunting these books for us so that can tell us the details of, I think it was Morgan, who abandoned his human race to become a former race, so-and-so, even though he's still human. Treated his daughter badly, even though I'm not really sure if that's his daughter. We never really got like clear detail on it. Yeah, majority of people don't believe Tir na Nog exists. Kristell helped us a lot. She was a succubus, became a human. Man, most of G1 is just like origins and backstories on a lot of the NPCs. Like, not much really happened in G1 now that I think about it. It's pretty much you get warning, and then you're called into action to stop side call. And then after that, it's just getting a lot of backstories about like the events of what happened before. And so you can figure out a way to get to Tir na Nog. Like, I kind of thought a lot of stuff happened presently. Like, we pretty much just try and look for a way to get to Tir na Nog. But yeah. Uh-oh. But yeah, not a lot happened. Most of it is just some lore to fill us in what happened, the pre-events of G1. Well, yeah, called him Chad Knight for Morrigan. Instigator over here, causing up drama. They recruited Morse because he learned Chapchel's ultimate spell, which I forgot. I'm not sure if I wrote it down somewhere. I think it was Resurrection or something, to bring himself back. And that's why The main king want him dead. Bargain with the dragon. Give Raori up. We didn't learn. We after G1, G2, G3. We didn't hear much more about Toothy Danon, the Human King, the Hada, the other race, Furbolg, or another race of human or human tribe. So yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. Tyr Canal people are the race of Partholons. Yeah, so that is. It's Mari, Morse's daughter. Tarlac can't cast advanced magic. Still has mage knowledge. What is that? My handwriting's terrible. Life as wizard is over, is what I wrote. Yeah, because he can only cast intermediate magic and beginner magic, basic magic. So yeah, we never went over that, how to unseal Tarlac so he can come back. So I wonder if that can come into play later. So it's the Nahada, Toothy Danon, and the Furbolg race. And will Morrigan come back too? I feel like Dragon and Raori will probably come back. Sheila was the Jewett, and yep, and was the to erase Mari's memory. Damn, my terrible sentence. Mari was delivered by a white and brown deer. How is this relevant? Is why I wrote. I'm like, they could have just wrote Mari was delivered by 2 deers instead of just describing a white and a brown deer. How is this relevant? What does this mean? Is this an illusion or a reference, a comparison from like these are her parents, so and so? Like they're alluding to it? I don't know. So find Morris in spirit, but Morris couldn't see or interact with her. Cyclops pretending to be Morrigan. How much power do goddess actually have? Just a stronger human? Question mark. Oh yeah. Because I was like, how strong is Cycle? Like, how strong are gods? How big is the gap between us and them? Like, if they're not that strong, why are they gods and goddesses then? How much powers do they really have compared just to the Malaysians or a Partholons? Or are they just beings that have reached the top tier of magic and physical strength and just call themselves gods? And have like the peak knowledge. Psycho is one of the gods of the former. He is a igniter for drama. Morrigan during the barrier spell. Oh yeah, it's adamantium was what they merged with glass. In order to merge adamantium to magical creature, you need to make a special regent that is made using a brave human soul. So this is where I assume they use either Mari's or Raori's soul. And since we found out Mari went to was reincarnated into now, I assume they used Raori's soul. But after doing G2, I assume he was a husk, but he wasn't. He was pretty much still himself, a dumbass. So whose soul did they use for that? It's what I'm wondering. Or is it just a non-relevant soul that they use? Since magic doesn't affect adamantium, did they use Raori's soul? Since Mari's soul went to now, what happened to Mari's body? Formers are invading the world and taking it over. The soul phenomenon will allow us to tether our souls to the world so we can rest here. This was what's his name? The human form of Glass. The body he taken that was, I think, dying or didn't have much to live. But yeah, he learned how to anchor his soul into that realm. So if he does die or if anything happens, he can come back here, and he taught us the way how to do it. So that if we had died in Tir na Nog, from trying to unfree Morrigan, we could just come back there. Glass is the avatar of destruction. Glass soul was resurrected within Dungo. Dougal? Glass is from another world, and his body was summoned into this world. I believe he was dead at the time too. How did Kristell become a human? Did she meet a god? Ooh. Yeah, she did. Because she said she did something with Morrigan and Morrigan allowed her to become human. I don't think it's the Lia Fail. Lia Fail, right? Ritual. Because that allows a chosen one or someone with like a soul or piece of a god or goddesses to become the god and goddesses, etc. But they don't always have to become the so-and-so god. Because Morrigan used a piece of a god, a goddess's shard, or one of her sisters, to turn Mari into a god. Because she now roams, or rules, not rules, watch over the soul stream. I forgot which goddesses she used. But yeah, and they also mentioned that was the same ritual that Morrigan did for Mari. She was dying. How did she have enough time to do all that? Also, more names who I'm assuming will come up in the future. A ton Simony. We know Chap Chow's dead. Crumb Krush, we know he is. Well, his fake is dead. So he's out there chilling somewhere out in the world with Raori. Nahada, still no clue what happened to him. Toothy Dinon, still no clue. Balor, still no clue. So, those 4 names are still free game for out there to come up in the future. Moore's Reviver Glass in the weakened state. Because he was like trying to play 3D chess with Psycho, but Psycho was playing 4D chess with him. Pretty dumb of Moore's not to know of Glass self-destruct sequence. Oh yeah, that was a thing. I'm like, how the hell did you bring Glass back? And you did all this nonsense, and you didn't know this one feature he had, and that it was a self-destruct, and that when he do, because Psycho's like, I don't care, either way, I'll get my way, whether he dies or win. If he wins, he can do it. If he dies, he'll just blow up and do it anyways. It's a win-win for me. And Moore's is like, Nani? He's like, what? Like, you brought the thing back, and you modify it. How did you not know about this? I feel like this is really something important you should have known going in. So yeah, Morris was pretty surprised about that. And I'm like, what? Cyberpunk plans to use the horde of energy of glass to open a pathway to Aaron so formers could come through to invade. Yep. Now that I think about it, he didn't really do that, did he? The gate, it's still partially open. So are we ever going to come back to it? Because G3 was mostly about the Dark Knight. Unless G1, Morrigan only has the 6 ghost armor. And then after G1, it was to get the rest of the ghost armor across. I would assume he would just bring all kinds of formers over. Be like, everyone, just go wild, go free. So yeah, that could be it. Let's see. Now we jump into, but yeah, now we jump into G2, but G1. But yep, that's pretty much it. We did mostly like one thing presently, and the rest was just backstory after backstory and lore. And then the end result was pretty bad, but not that bad compared to what it could have been, because it was partially open, but not entirely open. And then Morrigan had to rest so she can regain her energy or something, and everything was happily after. She also said, become a paladin so you can become stronger. Okay, and that was pretty much it for G1. Where's G2? Yes, G2. So, at the beginning of G2, I asked, I was curious, I was like, is Rian a brainwashed zombie? And also wrote down here, Ezra's is pretty attractive. But yeah, and I was right. Because I was doubting myself. I was like, nah, there's no way. He's like, his skin's not pale. And he's moving just fine. But the way he tried to sentence word together or can't think of himself made me question it. If he was brainwashed or something. Ezra's is making Paladin clear out their minds constantly. What is her goal? And that we found out she was digging for Mithril. For Tapatas. So she can get the knowledge of... the ancient knowledge. Which was another name for the Lia Fail. Because Ezra wanted to become a goddess. So she can rule over. She digging for over to Coot, another monster. What the hell did I even write here? Okay. Well, Ori is royalty. He passed on the inheritance onto his brother. No, that's actually wrong now. He didn't pass this on. His dad just skipped him entirely because he knew. At that point, I was under the impression that, oh, he knows of Raori's journey to free the Morrigan. So that's why he knew he wouldn't be here to be king. But no, that was entirely wrong. The reason he skipped him is because he gave his son, Raori, his son, up to the dragon because of his greed for power and his jealousy of Moors, another human, a common human peasant. It's pretty ironic. The king was murdered by Ezra's to turn Ria into a puppet king. Ezra's the druid is manipulating stuff behind the scene. Episode 1 was bad parenting. Ezra's double check her to make sure people wouldn't question it by spreading rumors that Raori was a doppelganger in case anyone ever ran into him. So yeah, she did that. But then wouldn't people be suspicious? But they are trusting someone like higher up, like Ezra's, because she was the advisor to the previous king. But not knowing full well the details of what was going on in the background. Triana was used as a hostage and was attacked. Oh yeah, because Ezra threatened Raori. Raori backed down, and then she still went and did it. Because she was a bee. Protag. Oh yeah, because my character was in on it. Protag quit the Paladin Order. The Knight of Light, Luke Lavada, is a hero. While using the weapon Bionic, he was practically invincible and said to be Nahada's successor. And then we found out Luke Lavada is actually Morrigan. It didn't go into detail why he switched, but I'm assuming it has something to do with the gods. Because later in G3, like, he didn't care, but he didn't agree with Psychol. He's like, the ends justify the means, because he needs Psychol to get what he wants. But Psychol also knew something was up. Because he had beef with the gods and goddesses. So I'm assuming they did something to him when he was in the Night of Light. And he handed off Bionic to Raori. So Raori should have it. Actually, that makes a lot of sense now that I could barely hit him. I was doing ones. But for Morrigan, no, that shouldn't be, because I kicked his ass in G1. Like, that was unreasonable. Red Dyer's the greatest knight. Price is a friend with Red Dyer. Also really swole. Is bitter about Red Dyer. Arwen used to be a paladin. Did she sleep with Red Dyer? I think they confirmed they did, that they got together. And then they put all the blame on her. So she quit. The knight who took her shift died and Red Dyer was blamed. The Knight of Light requires 3 powers to be in harmony. Balance, God, and Spirit, and Human. And we had to do that by fighting the spirit, the paladin spirit, the wolf. God represents the blessing of the gods which maintain the order of this world. Spirit represents the power of nature that becomes embedded into the weapon of the knight. Human represents the willpower of human who pursue justice and faces its consequence on their own. So free will. We have Blessing of Morrigan for God. Us choosing to be a Knight of Light is human. Need Pally Armor to balance all three. Is the Spirit of Water. Let's see, wants us. Oh yeah, she needs us to do her a favor so then she can grant us her blessing. Goldbean, another name, so I'm assuming she will come into play in the future. Goldbean is the patron saint of blacksmith. Man, I keep hitting my mic. I'm sorry, guys. Express has been secretly spying on everyone, including Red Dire and Erwin. Ready to start a revolt. Devoted. Help the name Kobaz? What does that mean? Why did I write that? Why did I write that? Devotee. Oh, wait. The devoted. That's what's devoted. That helped her was named Kobaz. It was the guy who's in the background helping her set up these pieces for her game. And then she ended up killing him too. That's what's used today to put the Lord into a weakened state so he would be easier to puppet around using the marionette potion. Oh. Ugh. I need to get a drink. I'll be right back. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, CEO was a man-made island to host the surviving magic golem used during the war against the Formers. They were teleported to the island and set to hibernate, crafted by the Partholons. Also, another thing we could have used during the war. Well, I mean, we can't prevent it, but it still has a chance to occur because the partial open portal is still partially open. And we still have all these ghost armor knight somewhere. Because there was like a whole bunch of them. I know the dragon didn't kill them all because I killed the fake dragon. Oh, I found this part was cool. James was a secret investigator sent by the Royal Church. That's pretty badass. Oh no, she wasn't getting Mithril, she was getting gold to resurrect Tapatas. Red Dire abducted a former daughter, who we assume was Triona. Rian's been dead the entire time when I think Red Dire killed him. Because she mentioned something about that. Or he let him get killed. Right? I don't know. I smell poop. I think the dog might took a dump on my bed. Man, Chihuahuas, man. Uncontrollable. My brother spoiled him. Alright, so where was I? Yeah, we assume Triona was a daughter. Red Dire kidnapped it. Apparently killed Rian during the great tragedy of Ime Maka. Because he kidnapped the daughter, which triggered the event of the Formers attacking Ime Maka. Ezra's is not joined by Necromancer, Nexon, or Devcat win Necromancy class. And that's it, the end of my notes. So this was just another backstory. No. This one had less backstory. We have more present stuff to do than in the past. Because we were mostly just investigating what happened. And what I mean, I say we. Price was as investigating. We were helping him find out what Ezra's was up to. While they were dropping little nuggets of lore about what happened with the tragedy of Ime Maka, or Raori, what happened to Rian, all this stuff. But it's mostly a setup for G3. Because if you just take out everything except for the Knight of Light, we would have been just done, just like that. But yeah, but they made it longer by adding all this extra lore stuff for us to do to find out what's gonna happen. No, it's not extra. Yeah, because it did play a part in G3 with the ancient knowledge that someone else has summoned up, and then Morrigan at the end took it. But yeah, this G2 was mostly a setup for G3 because it was to show us how he got the ancient knowledge and how we got Paladin, so that we can proceed into G3, which is Dark Knights. Alright, G3 Dark Knight. Alright, so we start off with Morrrigan becoming a Dark Knight as a cutscene. Morrigan is Lord Levada because he was betrayed by the gods. We still don't know how or why. Because he wants to get rid of them or do something with them. We learn about the legend of Maka and how Mari is the chosen one who has Maka's soul. Right? Is it Maka? Matcha? No, it's Maka. Because they were saying, like, if you say matcha, it's more like the green tea matcha, but it's actually maca. Yeah. But yeah, we learned that I think it was Maka's soul that was in Triona, and they were going to awaken it by using the ancient wisdom, which was the Lia Fail ritual, to do it. So she can cause mass mayhem, and Psycho can get her to summon the dragon Kroom Crush. Maka was one of the three goddesses, fell in love with a human, which made her immortal. No, wait. I have it in my notes here. How come I never brought it up? Did Maka fall in love with Lug Levada? Is that why Morrigan is scheming? Is that it? Maka fell in love with a human. So could she fall in love with Lug Levada? They had Triona. And that's why Triona has like a piece of Maka in her. A goddess. And so that's why Morrigan wants to end Psycho and the other gods because they betrayed Maka. Is that it? Oh. Did I talked about this before? I feel like I have. But I also don't remember. That's still a thing. Come into play later. With the other names. Oh yeah, the god statue acts as a barrier for the dungeons to prevent the monster from escaping. So the majority of this generation is just us going around chasing Raori and fixing the statues. Why is there a large gap right here? This blank page. It's gonna bother me. We learn the name of the army of darkness, Dorka Fenhan. Who... The only way to contact now is by using a spirit potion. And then this is where they reveal that the Lord of the main Maka was the one who did all of the heinous, shady crap, made a bargain with the dragon, set Morris's houses on fire, all this stuff. Judging if the main Maka started when Ezra's order Red Dead to kidnap. Yep, we talked about that. Yep, Maka's in the chosen vessel, which is Triona. Kristell has a lot of secrets that she can't currently tell us, but can give us crumbs throughout these generations of the other quests. A chosen is born with a deity, and in order to be awakened into one, requires a catalyst known as the Ancient Wisdom, which one was made because of Ezra's, but then Morrigan took it. Yep. Ezra's will become a god. Mari awakens now using the same ancient wisdom process. Destroying the Lia Fail will prevent the awakening process. Entire former rope is a lie. Because it didn't work. Cut content about Evan's feeling about us. Yeah, I was like, why is she so attached to us? I need to stop hanging my mic. Like, Jesus. Psycho needs Maka to be right so she can summon the evil god Krum Kush. Evil god destruction Krum Kush. Which was actually wrong. I mean, actually not exactly true. Yes, she can summon it. But if someone's like obligatory contracted to him, like Raori was offered up, so he was bound to Krum Kush. He can use Raori as a catalyst to summon the dragon. But I wonder if he knew that was the fake one and not the actual real one. Tarlak and Mari popped up at the end to support us. Warriors fought, yeah. Trey his soul. Krum Kush was defeated, was a fake, yep. Aaron is actually the real paradise that Morrigan hid from us the entire time. I feel like she was just using us to get to her own objective, her own agenda, while against Saikal. But she made sure that she made sure to convince us or play us that, look, I'm helping you too. Like, if you do this, you can stop him. But there might have been other ways to do it, or for less sacrifice. But but by doing it this way, it allowed her to do what she needed to do and what she wanted to get. So she played us like, so she was also, we were like pretty much Moors in this situation, except we didn't die at the end. We were playing 3D chess and she was playing 4D chess with us. Dragon's pretty neutral and is just fulfilling his life by completing contracts. Yeah. Dragon does not think highly of the humans or the gods. The dragon has no care in the world. He just wants to do his own stuff. Is Triona okay? The fail ritual have any side effect? I just wanted her to be happy at the end of things. At the end of chapter 1, that's all I wanted, honestly. We get to see Morgan pass with the gods. And now that I kind of am assuming that with Maka, because I'm assuming that's his lover. What does the dragon do with the item or person offered to him? Why did Morgan... Oh, yeah, because she has something that she wants or needs, or that we're just doing stuff while she's doing the other. I don't know how to explain it. Like, our goals align currently. So she does not... The end goal does not matter to her. Like, the end process? What am I saying? Like, we're both need to go the same route. So she does not mind making a few sacrifices of the gods or any of these other stuff to get what she wants. What do I did Morgan hide? Yeah. With chapter 1 being over, what's going to happen to Saikal, Morgan, and Maka? Will they pop up in the future? Yeah, and that's what I wrote. But yeah. And so G3 was just the conclusion of the events that happened in G1. I mean, an event that happened in chapter 1. So essentially, G1 is backstory with a little bit setup. G2 is mostly setup. And then G3 is the conclusion, pretty much, is what it is. So now we just need to know what was Morgan after throughout the entirety of chapter 1. Was Saikal pop up again? What happened to Raori and the dragon? Is Triana safe? Is she happy? Is Toothy Danon gonna pop in the future? Whatever happened to the bionic sword? Will Chap Chow come back because he's dead currently? Where is Aton Simony? Where is Nahada? Will Maka come back? Will she still have the chance to be resurrected? What will Morrigan do now? Will we ever unseal Tarlac? Does now know that she was manipulated by Morrigan? Or does she already know and that she's already forgiven her? Or is Morrigan end scheme a justifiable cause for all of this? What else? I think that's it. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. My end thought is, well, what was said. Well, overall, I have fun. I didn't bother reading the story when I first played through the game. As usual, I told you guys, I just wanted the paladin transformation stuff, the Dark Knight and all that. So I didn't bother with the story. I didn't really care. But now, as I'm growing up, I feel like I kind of want to know the story. The story kind of enhances the flavor. Like how when you add seasoning or condiments to burger, it makes it much more better. Enhances the feeling. Or immerse yourself into the story, into the world. So yeah, that definitely made it better, except for some part. Like the slow-mo. Was that really necessary? I feel like GT was like, oh dude, I figured out how to slow-mo things. He's like, really, bro? Let's add slow-mo to everything. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Every single thing we're gonna add slow-mo for days. Slow-mo's everywhere. Slow-mo walking back and forth. Dramatic slow-mo walking. Dramatic side-by-side slow-mo. Really? I feel like you guys could cut down on that instead of the cut contents that I think maybe will flesh out some other characters. Apparently there's a cutscene with Uladh somewhere in a unicorn. Or a cutscene about Evan and her feelings. Like, I feel like that would have been much better than all this slow ass cuts. The time that it took, the time that was used for the slow-mo, that was taking up like 5 minutes, what could have been used for that, honestly. What else? Oh, the unreasonable nerfing in G3. Why was my character so weakened to the point I couldn't fight Morrigan, who I defeated in G1? Unless somewhere they told me, oh, that was just a fake Morrigan. That wasn't a real one. Like, he wasn't at his peak. He was only using 10% of his power. He wasn't at 100%. Raori, maybe I can believe. Like, maybe before when we were in Math Dungeon, I feel like I could. But after with the events of after G2 and G3, after he got his training to become a Dark Knight, and he handed him the Bionic, which is rumored to make you invincible, I could believe doing ones to him. But everyone else, no. I feel like that's just a weird plot hole. Like, really? Why? Just for story reason? I feel like that's unnecessary. Also, does everyone else know that this dragon was a fake dragon and that the real dragon is actually somewhere else? And that his fake was being used the entire time? And no one questioned like, hey, this is not the real one, it's just a fake one. And my most hated moment. All those times I had to go to Tarlac, I had to wait 20 damn minutes for him to become a bear again. Especially, like, I can understand, it's old, okay? But then they renewed chapter 1. But they didn't add the night instance into a week or a month later, which is unreasonable. That should have been added with the renewal for the night instance. Like, why did you wait a month or a week later? I feel like that's probably would have been like the most hassle thing in this entire process. Like, you guys did away with the ideal, like with only one. You could not just do that? Really? Or was that too advanced coding for this spaghetti noodle game that they couldn't do it? I don't know. I don't understand. Just like how I don't understand the Bangor Mana Tunnel Moongate. They moved 5 feet from where it was to where it is now. If you're gonna move it, you might as well just move it down to the bottom floor where all the other merchant shop is. That would have been way more helpful. The only reason anyone would ever just want to go up there is for the comments, but by then they're already writing their Common's vehicle here to do it anyways. Like, really? You couldn't just move it down? Why not? Why like, you pro... Like the saying, you went soft when you should have just went go hard or go home. I don't know, that's just me. Maybe they were afraid that the moon gate that's like outside of it, near the coast, was too close to that moon gate. Yeah, but it will save us time. If you were gonna move it anyways, you might as well move it there. I mean, why not? Well, what else do I have to complain about? No, that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm happy. I'm satisfied. Just cause Triana survive. I just want her. I just want the little girl to be happy. Now, moving forward, I hope that happiness keep coming. I hope she attains true happiness. Maybe grow up, get a family, something. Morrigan treat her right, or if that doesn't work, become a badass like Iris from Final Fantasy 15, who became like a demon slayer or something. She becomes the former queen. That would be cool too. Oh, and I hope I get to kick Raori's ass. I think if you asked me beginning of this that I'm gonna kick Raori's ass, I would have been like, yeah, I'm so ready. Which was pretty much my mindset going through G3. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to kick his ass. We're gonna go. We're gonna beat his ass down. All this setup, all this edging, all this hype that's building up for me to kick his ass. It's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna pay off. Boy, was I a naive, sweet summer child, not expecting what the story is gonna do. It's gonna Raori didn't kick my ass. The story pretty much broke the fourth wall, beat the shit out of me, and kicked my ass. Like, oh, you thought you were gonna fight Raori? You thought you were gonna win? Ha! You're funny. This is not your story. This is Raori's story. This is him becoming the king, the top, which it feels like it's what's gonna happen at this point, because I can't even touch his ass with doing ones. But other than that, great story. Triana got happy. I'm satisfied. Hopefully, hoping there won't be as much me questioning story. Maybe there is some stuff that I don't know, or some lore stuff that will explain all of my complaints, or some reasoning the dev gave that I'm not gonna go look for. If there is, you can comment it down below and I'll read it. If there isn't, then I'll keep my complaint. Hoping the chapter 2 aria ancient secret of Ironid and Dragon won't be like this, but we'll see. It's not that many quests. It's only like 1, 3, 7. Oh, 37. I can't count. 5, 6. How many is this one? Oh, they won't show us. But yeah, hoping. Is it more than this one? Oh my god, it is. It's way more. Chapter 1 is way more. But yeah, hoping it's not gonna be like that. But we'll see when I start it. I think probably be near the end of December, probably, or might even double drop it because it'd be like near Christmas. But yeah, hoping it will be good. I just want a good story to immerse myself. I love Mabinogi. It's probably one of the first few MMO I got absorbed in. When my first MMO was MapleStory, and I couldn't get into it because back then grinding was such a B. I think the highest level I ever got on my own personally was level 46 Spearman. That's it. Now you can get to like 200 so easily. I got my first 200 on YouTube. You can go watch it. It's not much. I did mess up. I plan to do another MapleStory playthrough again down the road. Probably be the last one for MapleStory. But yeah. But with other than that, I'd like to thank you all for listening to my thoughts, my complaints, and my praise. And love you all. Please stay safe out there. And I'll see you later.